Hello and greetings and salutations, everyone. It is I, Flip the Bacon, and welcome back to all my returning subscribers. And if this is your first time checking out my channel, well, welcome to Flip the Bacon. I really hope you enjoy what you see here and will stick around with my channel here. So today we're going to be finally covering my very first video game review on Zombie Vikings. So I'm pretty excited about this. This is my very first time ever reviewing a video game for you guys, and I hope you enjoy it. So we're going to be moving on to the next page right here. Developed and published by Zoink Games. You can see their logo there, this guy with the crazy eyes and the little swirly on his head. Zombie Vikings is a single player or co-op side-scrolling hack-and-slash story brawler which can be played either online or offline. Speaking of which, I have to say a very special thank you to Zoink Games and Mikael from Zoink Games for hooking me up with a copy of Zombie Vikings to do a blind Let's Play series on and a game review, which we're doing now after I finished completing it. So yeah, I'm very excited about this. Let's continue on with the review. Number 1, story. Now, the story for Zombie Vikings was pretty fun and entertaining, with humor that was very similar to like Invader Zim's, if you ever watched that show or read any of the comics. The story had me laughing all the way throughout the whole entire game there. It was really lots of fun overall. Now, some of the positives I do like about the game, about the game's story was I really liked learning the back history of the zombies back when they were alive and before they died and returned as the living dead. So yeah, that's some of the positives I do like. Some of the negatives I didn't like about the story was not knowing the backstory for our pig zombie unicorn, or zombie pigacorn, I guess you can call it. I would like to know why this character joined our party, or why he was part of it to begin with, or what was going on with him. I also felt another negative thing is I felt like the story kind of dragged on for a little too long there. We could have cut out, I felt like, some parts of the levels towards the end of the game there. And then the last negative thing I have to say about the story was I felt like you get a character that joins your party kind of really late in the game, and it feels kind of awkward and out of place to have this character join the zombie group so late in the game. So yeah, so the story for Zombie Vikings earned 1.5 hearts. Number 2, controls. Now, I felt the controls for Zombie Vikings were pretty good. They didn't have too many problems with them. Some of the complaints I do have about the controls was, like in the game, sometimes you would have to do like a block. You would have to time your block to do a reflect move on certain enemies to kill them. They would shoot projectiles at you, and you would have to time when you block to reflect these back at the enemies. Luckily, you didn't have to do this too much in the game. I'm very glad you didn't have to, because it was so awkward to do, because like you would have to hold still in the game while blocking, and most of the time you would just get attacked by other enemies around you, and it was really hard to time. So yeah, that was like one of my big complaints about the game. My other complaint about it was when you had to platform jump or throw items, it felt really awkward and weird at times. It was really hard to do it on like your first try. Sometimes you would have to jump over a hole multiple times, or throw the object multiple times to make it into like a fish's mouth or something along those lines, or a goal. It was kind of hard to aim in that game sometimes, and because you had to time how long you hold down the button to do the throws, because if like you just push the B button to throw, it would throw over your head. If you hold down longer, it would throw in a straight line. So all said and done, the controls got 1.5 hearts for Zombie Vikings. Number 3, visual styles or graphics. Now, I feel like this is Zombie Vikings' strongest point. This game is just gorgeous and beautiful. It's definitely one of the best looking games around there. There's so much detail in the level design and in the characters, and I love how everything looks really unique and kind of looks like comic bookish, and it's really kind of cool. One of the things I also really enjoy about Zombie Vikings in the level design there is it kind of has this weird pop-up 3D/2D kind of effect going on. That's kind of similar to Paper Mario, if you ever played one of those games in the past. This is definitely one of the strongest features of, I believe, Zombie Vikings, earning it 2 hearts. Number 4, sound. Now, the sound production in Zombie Vikings was super good. I really enjoyed it. It was very crisp and clear. The sounds were really good. There was nothing really annoying on it. Definitely the best feature of the sound production was the voice acting. Now, this is some of the best voice acting I've heard in a video game in a long time. The voices definitely matched all the characters perfectly, and it made it seem really realistic, like those voices really belong to those characters there. I have no complaints about the sound. It was fantastic, earning Zombie Vikings 2 hearts in the sound category. Number 5, music. Now, I feel the music production in Zombie Vikings was really done well. It was pretty excellent. I enjoyed it overall. I definitely feel like it did a pretty good job at catching the overall tone and flow of the game. And definitely my favorite song in Zombie Vikings was the pause music, which is really funny and entertaining to listen to. I highly recommend you get around to listening to it when you can. I have no complaints about the music in Zombie Vikings, earning it 2 hearts in the music category. Number 6, enjoyment. Now, I felt that Zombie Vikings was very consistent in its overall enjoyment and was pretty fun and positive experience for me. It only dipped here and there once in a while in enjoyment. The only real buzzkill for me for the game was that most of the weapons and runes were not all that great, and due to the game's difficulty, I only end up using like 1 or 2 weapons and 2 runes at that. This will earn Zombie Vikings 1.5 hearts in the enjoyment category. Number 7, replay value. Now, I don't feel like Zombie Vikings has a ton of replay value, but it definitely does have some. Some of the key features for Zombie Vikings is going back and completing even the side quests that you missed while you're playing through the story, unlocking the hidden demo level for Fee, which is one of Zoink Games' other games, which I think will be coming out here sometime in the future. You get different dialogue when you're playing in certain levels, when you play certain zombies as well. And then lastly, I feel like it's pretty good to go back and play with your friends, earning Zombie Vikings 1 heart in the replay value. Number 8, bug-free. Now, unfortunately, Zombie Vikings did have some bugs in there that I ran into, such as getting stuck inside the walls occasionally on some of the levels. I had some lag, or kind of like lagging effects going on. I had some graphics distortions happen sometimes as well. And I had a couple times where the side quests would get bugged and like I couldn't complete them, or it just had like dialogue, text dialogue mind you, stuck across the screen, and I'd have to reset the level in order to get rid of those. And I did once or twice. I think I fell through one of the stages there. And other than that, I mean, yeah, it was a pretty good game. I definitely had a few bugs on there, earning it 1 heart and category 8, which is bug free. Number 9, tutorial/informing. Now, unfortunately, I do feel that Zombie Vikings fell a little bit short here and definitely left you in the dark to kind of figure out how everything works. Be that like attacks, those kind of things. And this was especially bad when it came to side quests. There was a few side quests I had no clue how to complete there, and I had to look up online how to do so. Yeah, there was definitely no clues on those, on how to complete some of those side quests. Granted, it does give you kind of like a tutorial thing when they do the loading screens in between levels. I'm not a huge fan of those. I wish they would have taught you some more things earlier in the game. Sometimes they would teach you some things kind of later in the game when I thought they should have taught you earlier. So this will earn Zombie Vikings 1 heart in the 9 category, which is tutorial/informing. Number 10, difficulty. Now, I feel like Zombie Vikings falls too much on the difficult side without the use of life-stealing weapons. This is true for single-player mode, and it's especially true with fighting some of the bosses because they do so much damage, and it's nearly impossible to beat some of the bosses without the life-stealing weapons on your side. So this earns Zombie Vikings 1 heart in the number 10 category, which is difficulty. So the final tally on Zombie Vikings is 14.5 hearts in total, landing it in that 14 to 18 heart range of excellent. Altogether, a lot of people will have fun with this one. I do recommend you check it out if you get the chance. Suffer from some design issues, some bugs, and or other minimal amount of flaws. So here on the final page, we have the official websites for Zombie Vikings and Zoink Games, Zoink's social media websites, if you want to check them out, the Steam and the PlayStation Store page for Zombie Vikings, which you can pick up right now for $11.99, which is quite a steal for this game. I have a link over here too for the Amazon store page if you wish to pick up a physical copy of Zombie Vikings for the PlayStation 4. And if you're interested, you can check out my blind Let's Play of Zombie Vikings with the link down there below. I have a link there linking to my blind Let's Play of Zombie Vikings. And yeah, I definitely recommend picking up this game. It's definitely a recommend for ages 13 and up to play this. It does have a lot of kind of crude humor in it, which is kind of funny. And if you're a big fan of like Castle Crashers or Guardian Heroes, Streets of Rage, Final Fight, this game will definitely be for you. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up with my good old saying here. You guys are ready for it? Flip that bacon. See you next time, and goodbye.